Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Podcast, episode 170 for the 2nd of July, 2022. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name is Jody Kelly.
I'm trying to get faster at saying that.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah. No breaks, no hesitation, no deviation.
Yeah. You're peeking behind the curtain now, so. You know what I mean? You've been standing in the mirror saying that to yourself
I have,
50 times a day.
I do practice that quite a lot.
Yeah.
It is true. How are you? How's you're in a different location?
I am. I'm on holiday, actually. This is dedication. On holiday. This is the Scottish school summer holidays.
Scotland.
We're in sunny Whitby.
Whitby
in
by
England.
the sea.
Whitby by the sea.
Home of the vampires. Go Vamps.
Yeah. Where Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, and we saw the beach that he, in the book anyway, that he crawls onto, and then he turns into a dog, and then he runs up into the abbey, and then not Winona Ryder, the other one in the movie, she gets all kind of, oh hello, what's going on? Sees two red eyes in the dark across at the cemetery, and then she runs up to have a look, and then gets noshed in the neck by Dracula, and she gets all kind of ooh, and turns into a vampire as well.
Oui. So is Whitby the one with the like hundreds and hundreds of stairs up the Abbey?
Yeah, that's it. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Oh, you did it today? Nice.
Yeah, we did. Hence the fact I was sweating. When I first came on, I was like, pure. Well, we must have done about, God, I don't know, 12,000 steps today, which isn't probably that much, but
it's quite a lot. Yeah,
that's quite a lot, but it's 199 steps up to that abbey, I think.
Yeah, and they're numbered as well, I think.
No, I don't think they are.
Well, they're not.
Unless they're. Okay. Well, I never know. I actually looked to see if they were numbered, but I couldn't see any sort of numbering. And I said to Danny, I was like, count your steps, when you're going up there. But he didn't. No.
I know.
Shocking. But we got to the top.
There's another place just up from there, the Arguments Court or something. It's called Arguments Yard or something. It's like a little pend.
Oh, really?
That you go in there and there's like the sign that says the Arguments, whatever it is.
The Monty Python sketch.
I'm sorry, what was that? What did you call me?
No, it isn't.
I've told you once.
No, well, do you know? See the Abbey, right? It's been bombed, and there was hardly any of it left. Guess how much to get in for an adult?
30 quid.
No, but you're close.
Oh, really?
£17.50 for an adult, and for a family of 3 or something or 4, it was like £37.50.
How much is a National Trust membership?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I think that's what they're trying to do. To get you to buy that instead of.
Because I think a National Trust membership is like 70 quid a year for like a family of 4.
Aye.
I don't know.
They probably price it that way to do it, but you're like, wait a minute here, what am I actually paying for? Because
these are walls.
There's no roof.
No roof.
There's barely walls. There's no windows. There's no heating. There's no electricity.
I can only imagine because it's up on a cliffside. There's a hell of a wind.
Where's the maintenance?
I don't know. Well, they got to repoint the stones every couple of days, and nobody's paying for that cafe by itself.
What, the shack? That sells ice cream and coffee.
Aye.
Okay. They're paying the people to sell those tickets.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. I know it is weird, but did you go to the world famous fish and chip shop that was classed the world's best fish and chip shop by the stars of Top Gear?
Please tell me it was Maggie's.
I don't know. I'm not sure which one it is.
Went there yesterday.
Well, there's a big sign out that said it's. Honestly, I've.
You seem to know more about Whitby than I do.
Well, I went. So I'm going to York again this time, and I hope we go back to Whitby because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really nice.
Oh, you've been before?
Yeah, it reminded me a bit like Girvan. only busier and more things to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's
But it's got that kind of
Yeah.
like seaside fishing village type
I
vibe
would-
to it. I
I would
really like.
say-
I'd really like Yorkshire.
I do apologise for listeners thinking
sorry.
we're going to talk about good stuff, but we will in a minute.
Well,
But it's quite tacky on the
I know the
kind
bit
of,
you mean. Yeah,
you
the
know, the
Blackpool
side,
side. Of
the
things.
side that's not got that abbey on it.
Yeah.
And then you go across the bridge and it's all cobbledy streets and things. It's really
Yes.
nice. It's really
Yeah.
quaint.
Well, that's the
'Cause I
side of
thought
the good fish and chip shop. If you go down there, there's all these little like boutique places and things,
Yeah.
like artisanal stuff, and then you go further down towards the harbour side of
Yep.
that bit, and then that's where all the fish and chip shops are. And
Yeah.
the best one voted by Top Gear. But anyway,
Yeah.
it was a beautiful piece. It was a really like normally when you go into a fish and chip shop in the UK, you get a bit of fish that's about that thick.
Yeah.
It was a nice big, like inch thick
Meaty-
piece of fish. that
meaty
you got
bit
a
of
meaty
fish, yeah.
bit of fish. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's
Chunky.
caught locally or they get it wherever it is, but it's
Oh,
it
God,
was
there's
a
a
beautiful
guy
bit
out there
of fish.
gardening.
There is not at this time of night.
He's got like pallet boards, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's got 2 plants.
In the pallet board.
Sure.
Live view. Hold on a minute. Let me just. Oh, it's a bit weird.
Sorry, he turned around there. It was a bit uncertain.
Why is it? Is it? So are you?
He has an audience.
I know. So you're in an Airbnb.
Yeah, it's a house. It's yes. It was a flat. It's a flat, but it's a 3-bedroom flat.
Oh, nice.
It's really nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
I would.
How are you?
Anyway, I would recommend Whitby. I really liked it, and I'm hoping to go back again this year. So yeah,
you're coming over to Scotland
soon.
very soon.
Yep.
We're going to be doing a podcast sat side by side again very soon.
Yeah,
which
very,
is
very soon.
2 years and twice in 1 year, which is
I know.
phenomenal.
I know.
Yeah.
We should make a regular occurrence of it. So yeah, so that'll be probably next Sunday then. Not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
Yeah, and also the next time we do that, after that, we are planning on doing a road trip, aren't we?
That's right. Yes.
Twin Galaxies.
No, not Twin Galaxies. It's in New Hampshire. It's the big arcade where they have all the championships. It's where Twin Galaxies has the championships, because Twin Galaxies is based in Ottumwa, Ohio, which has nothing in it. It doesn't have a damn thing in it. But we're going to go to the arcade where they have the championships in there.
Yeah, we're going.
There's another big one in Dallas as well, I think.
Aye. Yeah. Right. Anyway, wow, that's 8 minutes of talking about Whitby.
Shall we?
If you've managed this long, come on, guys.
Well
We're
done.
talking about good stuff as well.
I know. Hit the old subscribe button,
Yeah.
notification bell. You get time to remind us when we put the videos like this up.
Do it.
Let's talk the tea. Welp, the hits keep coming for Netflix. So what happened there? Yeah, Netflix. They released Stranger Things Volume 2, Season 4, Volume 2, 4.2, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And it crashed. The whole thing.
People were
brought the site
excited.
down. People were excited. So they released it at midnight on July 1st, which is Canada Day, by the way. Happy Canada Day for those that are celebrating it in Canada. Nowhere else in the world, unless you're an expat Canadian, I guess. Yeah, it crashed. The whole thing came down.
Yeah.
Unavailable for a brief period early Friday after the highly anticipated release of the final 2 episodes of Stranger Things 4. Both episodes are 7.5 hours long.
No. The first one's an hour 20. The second one's 2 hours and 20.
Why not make it? Why not make it 4 episodes?
I think because they wanted to make it you can tell where the edits are that they could have. I've watched it all.
really?
We blasted it last night. But you can tell where the edits are that that they could have probably. It was a cliffhanger
capped it,
moment,
yeah.
and they could have went right, split this into 3 episodes, you know. But
Yeah.
they obviously, I think what they wanted to do was have this kind of spectacle of a cinematic kind of experience, because it looks the business.
Oh, does it?
And it very much is the business.
I haven't seen it because obviously I'm watching this with my wife, and she's not here just now, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
So I can't watch it. Just
I can give you very, very positive vibes off it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's everything that you want it to be.
Well, everybody was really excited for it because obviously people had blasted through Stranger Things. They were looking for something else to watch, and strangely enough, season 4.2 came along, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's go on Netflix!" And of course, the machines all went pop.
I'm going to get a T-shirt. We should get a T-shirt made up. In Duffer Brothers, we trust. Because I think
Kelly Brothers, we trust. Surely in the Stranger Things font,
or maybe in the back. We should have
in the back. Yeah.
Maybe. Do you know another interesting story about the Duffer Brothers that I read earlier on this week was that they have reconned some of the special effects in the initial episodes. They've done a kind of George Lucas and went back and fixed things.
Oh, really?
And I think they've fixed a little. There's like a birthday or some sort of thing that came up that didn't tie in with later on, so they had to go back and fix things. They've done a wee bit of Lucas work.
Really?
Yep. Huh. And they've tweaked some special effects. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what. So YouTube doesn't allow you to do that, which is kind of annoying. So like if you put a video up and you made a mistake in it, like a spelling mistake, like you spell episode but it's episode or whatever, you can't. That's it. It's gone. It's there for in infamy. You can never change it, which kind of sucks as a video producer.
Yeah.
A producer of videos, not like a, you know what I mean, someone who makes videos. It's a bit annoying. So.
Yeah. But they've done that.
Same league as Duffer Brothers.
If it's good enough for George Lucas, it's good enough for Duffer.
Exactly.
But I think it's more subtle what they've done though than actual, you know. The old Jabba the Hutt music Muppet band scene.
Yeah. Are you done? Good.
Oh, sorry. Remember the guy? Remember there used to be a guy that had like it was just him, but he'd like
he just came around.
No, he had like a stick right in his back, but he'd attached it like these kind of dancing girls, and he had strings he pulled.
Yeah, yeah. He was always in Paul Daniels.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna do a Snice Noodles version of that.
Snice Noodles.
with the two dancing girls, you know, the two. What do you call them? What do you call those girls?
The Twilight girls.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just tie a couple of socks or something to the back of the puppet.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Halloween costume, that. Yeah.
So Netflix went volume 2 sort of streaming, but not really.
And it's every bit as great as you want it to be. Honestly, man, it was
glued to it.
Great, yeah.
Good TV. Sad news for those of us who like the anthology series. Why Women Kill has been killed at Paramount, so they renewed it for season 3 and then went nah, which is kind of sad because I thought the first season was really good because it was set in the same house but it was over 3 decades, so it was like 50s, 70s, and 2000s.
I don't really know this. I have to say
it was really good.
It's a drama.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay. But it was a bit of comedy in it as well. So Lucy Liu was in the first season, and then Alison Tolman and Nick Frost was in the second season.
Really?
But the second season was just one time period. It was just the 40s. Yeah, 40s.
Lucy Liu, actually. It's nice.
Yeah, and Alison Tolman was amazing in it, and Nick Frost as well was really good. They played the husband and wife team.
Lucy Liu's a great actress. I really like her.
Yeah.
You never really see her and stuff.
You should watch Elementary then. She's in that in about every episode.
Ah, right, okay. Is that where
Yeah.
she's gone?
Well, I mean, that's finished now, but that was good as well. It was a kind of retelling of Sherlock Holmes.
Aye, Johnny Lee Miller,
Yeah,
Sherlock Holmes, kind of modern
played Sherlock
version.
Holmes. Yeah, she plays Joan Watson. Joan
Hmm.
Watson. See what they did there?
Quite confusing because obviously Benedict Cumberbatch and what do you call him?
RDJ. Robert Downey
No,
Jr.
no, Benedict. Oh well, Robert Downey Jr. did the movie.
Mhm.
Benedict was Sherlock alongside the time when
Oh, Martin
this was
Freeman.
Martin Freeman
Yeah,
was Holmes. Sorry, was
Watson.
Dr. Watson.
Well, what
But
was
that was along the same time as this Elementary show.
I mean, it wasn't particularly clever, but it was good. It was good the fact that they had Watson being a Martin Freeman's Watson was a veteran of the Afghan War,
Uh-huh.
which is what Watson was in the original novels as well. He was a veteran of the Afghan War. He's a military surgeon. Yeah.
Aye, but that's wait a minute. I'm getting confused now.
Mhm.
The Benedict Cumberbatch one was set in
Yeah.
modern times as well.
Correct. And
And-
there was a war in Afghanistan during that time.
Oh, you're talking about the Gulf War.
No, the Afghan War. There was a war in Afghanistan for like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I know.
17 years.
I always called that the Gulf War. So
No,
I
it's
suppose-
Afghan
aye,
War.
Okay.
Well, it happened in
fair enough.
Afghanistan, so
Aye, okay.
the Gulf War happened in the Gulf. The Afghan War happened in Afghanistan.
I know.
Anyway, so he was a veteran of the Afghan War, which I thought
Yeah.
was quite nice because it was
Uh-huh.
paralleling the original the original story of Watson,
Mhm.
because he was a surgeon in the Afghan War.
So this is the Women in the Kill is good.
It's very good. It's on Paramount Plus. I don't know what that'll be on in the UK, but yeah, Why Women Kill. I recommend it. It's 2 seasons, 2 and done. The first one is an interesting premise because it skips between the 3 time periods,
Mhm.
and then the second one is much more focused, but it's got a compelling story in it as
Okay.
well. And they've all got twists in it. Like the 3 stories have got twists in it.
Yeah.
In the original series, and the second one's got a couple of twists in it as well. So
Right.
they're really good, really well acted. Can't recommend it enough, but it's done. I'm assuming Netflix will pick it up because they need content.
Do they?
Well, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it is CBS Studios, so it might be difficult to ship it around.
Mm. I thought
Okay.
it said something about Paramount Plus there, though.
It is Paramount Plus, yeah.
That
But
was on just
CBS
now, that-
Yeah,
That's
so
where you can see
Paramount
it.
Plus is owned by Paramount Corporation and on
Uh-huh.
CBS Studios. But then again, there's a lot of CW shows that are on Netflix just now. There's The 100 was on there, Vampire Diaries. What's the other one? The big one, Riverdale. That's on there
Mhm.
as well. So I mean, it's possible they do have a relationship already. So
I suppose Paramount Plus, now that it's a thing, we've got it now in the UK here.
oh, okay.
As of a few weeks ago, I think Paramount Plus. So that's why James has been watching his Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yeah,
He's able to watch Brave New Worlds or whatever
Strange
it
New
is.
Worlds.
Strange New.
Seek out strange new worlds to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Yeah, so he's able to watch that now, and but I'm like, I'm not moving over to it yet.
It's got Top Gun.
Does it have? No. I do still want to see Maverick though. But, anyway.
Yeah. Bad news also for Time Traveler's Wife. One and done. There you go. It's gone. So
That was a good movie, though. You know, I enjoyed the movie. I don't know if see these one and done things though. Sometimes I think that it's a good thing because, especially if it's a, you know, if it's a full story and that's it, you know, and one and done doesn't mean it's bad.
That's
just means
true,
people
yeah.
didn't watch it, and you know, I've watched loads of things in the past that haven't been picked up. You know, the OA. I don't know how popular that was, but I'd never heard of it, and it's one of the best things I've ever seen in Netflix or,
Yeah.
or Prime or whatever it was.
That was Netflix. Yeah,
Is that Netflix?
Netflix original.
One of the best things I've ever seen, and nobody talks about it.
It's true.
Or not nobody, but it's one of those ones that are a bit buried. The Dark on Netflix, a German thing, and again, utterly brilliant. If you stick with that, it's absolutely brilliant. And you don't need to stick with it too long. It's like stick with it. The second season starts to get really good. It's not one of those ones. It's like the second episode or third episode. You're like, right, okay, I'm in here now.
Yeah. But people watch
so-
all 9 seasons or whatever it is of Friends.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like the movie. Have you seen the movie, The Time Traveler's Wife? Maybe.
No.
No?
That's
It's
Rachel
really good.
McAdams, isn't it?
It's Eric Bana's in it.
Yeah.
Um,
Another actress who doesn't get. I don't think she gets the recognition that she deserves.
Yeah,
Is Rachel McAdams.
yeah, I know. It's a great film. And I've not watched this. But if it is a complete story over 10 episodes or whatever, it's on our list to watch. So
Yeah. By the way, if you want to see how good an actress she is, watch Game Night.
that's a great film.
She is acting her heart out in those scenes. It's every scene is believable that she's in. Like, I know it's a crazy situation and all that kind of stuff, but she acts like she's a normal person
Yeah,
reacting to what's going
I
on.
love
It's
I love
fantastic.
that actor as well. That's in Ozark.
Oh, Jason Bateman.
He's
He's good in it as well.
He's
Yeah.
brilliant. I love
Yeah.
him. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's written by Stephen. The episodes were written by Stephen Moffat and directed by David Nutter, who's I think he used to direct X-Files
Right, okay.
back in the day. So I mean,
Nice.
it comes from Rose Leslie was in it as well.
Yeah.
I don't know who the main
It's good,
main-
good stock.
the male lead was, but Theo James. I don't know who that
Nice.
is.
Really been now.
Is it
Flowers in
really
it.
bad?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's gone. How much would you pay for a drink right now?
Of what?
Alcohol. An alcoholic drink about that size.
That size about £4.50, £5.
How about $5,000? That's right. You could
I'm
buy
out.
a drink. You could buy a drink for $5,000. So this is a.
Is this real, by the way, or is
yeah,
this clickbait
Sure.
or something?
Yeah, I'll show you here. So this is it here.
Oh,
This is
no, wait a
the
minute here. You never showed me this.
Camto thing, and you get the drinks there, and it comes out, and then you go and you grab the drink, and it's look at that. It's a little thimble full of things.
Mm-hmm. It's gone in 60
There you go.
seconds.
It's gone
Not
in
even 10 seconds.
Whomp, clang. So it's $5,000, and you get a Kyber. It's called a Kyber crystal, and it comes in this Camtoto or whatever it is, the ice cream machine that
I
was
was going
made
to say,
famous.
let's not beat about the bush here.
Yeah, that was made famous in
an ice cream
Empire
maker.
Strikes Back, and made famous again in The Mandalorian
Yeah,
because it was full of Beskar.
doctor. What'd you call them?
So you get this, it's $5,000. So this is only available in the Hyperspace Lounge on the Disney Wish. So you got to go on a cruise ship first of all,
Mm.
which costs you. I mean, it's $2,000 or something to go in the Disney Wish.
Listen, if you can
That's
afford to go on
$2,000
that,
there.
if you can afford to go on that ship, well, it's £2,000 to go on the ship, but it's £5,000 for that drink.
Aye.
No way, Sloan. That can't be right.
Well, it's however much it is for a Disney cruise. I don't know how much it is for a Disney cruise with a decent cabin. I mean, you don't want to be stuck with just looking at bulkheads all the time. So I mean, I'm assuming that you can, like Emma's Cruises, you can vouch that you can probably get on a cruise cheaper, but it's a new ship anyway. It's only available there. But what you do get is you get the $5,000, you pay for that there, but you also get to tour the Skywalker Ranch as well, where they make the drink.
Right.
So it's not just the drink. It's basically like a ticket to get to the tour, the backstage tour for this wine thing. But a wine tour in Niagara region, where I live, is free. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's $5,000 for this drink. What is it made of? The tears of angels? What?
Wow. What's in it?
I don't
Do we know?
I don't know.
Is it alcoholic?
Is Disney recreating Canto Bite?
By the way, why Canto Bite?
No, I think the article's having a go at them for recreating Canto Bite by having this excessive thing that you got to pay $5,000 for.
Canto Bite was right. I'm gonna recon what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Right, Canto Bite was one of the most hated parts. One of the most hated parts in Last Jedi, right?
Okay.
By the fans. However, right, and I was listening to a podcaster the other day. They're talking about this, and he was saying, "See the hardcore fans and things. They're just a small percentage of who sit and watch these movies.
Oh, yeah.
Other people that watch these films are just in it for the spectacle and the kind of. They're not. They don't care about the lore and
No.
you know." They like the fact it looks like Harry Potter or whatever, you know, they don't mind that. Whereas we're like that. Well, I am anyway.
Some of us are.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Like, even the bit in Canto Bite. I was like, okay, I get it. The worst thing about the Canto Bite scene was the fact that they parked on the beach. Like, imagine you're in sandals, right? And you decide to park a military Bell Huey helicopter in the middle of the beach in sandals. Do you not think they'd be a bit upset about that?
Let's not go there. Let's change the subject.
Anyway, so visiting a Disney park or cruise is a distant dream for others. For many families, visiting a Disney park or a cruise is a distant dream. For others, though, you'll need a $5,000 cocktail to round out your luxury stay. Disney can't wait to cater for them. So basically, they're saying that now Canto Bite is on Earth because you can get this $5,000 cocktail. Right. I mean, Disney's getting too expensive anyway. I mean, it's going to be $200 for a day at the park soon. It's just going to be it is. No one can afford it.
Well, you're more in that bracket than I am. It doesn't really affect me.
I can't afford $2,000. $200 a day. I mean, that's $5. So you're there for 5 days. You drop $1,000.
No. See the Star Wars experience thing. See when it first got announced, I was like so buzzing for it, And then you've been a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then the second time, I think was it the second time you couldn't even get on the ride.
Third time damn near killed me.
Is it 3 times you've been?
No, it's 2 times, but I tried to go a third time, but I get stopped.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, so Sam's banned me from ever going back.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Awful. But yeah, and I've seen a lot of it now, and I feel as if I've been.
And
I mean,
a
lot of it on YouTube. Hell of a lot of it on YouTube.
Yeah,
you can watch, and kind of.
There's things that I have no desire to go on to, like the Galactic Star Cruiser is $4,800 for 2 people, $2,400 a piece.
What?
And you're there for 2 nights. If you want to,
that's clearly a luxury experience, though.
But it's not. It's just a hotel room. It's like there's like a story and all that kind of stuff, and you gotta interact with and basically do like kind of live action role play. And that's not me. I don't want to do that.
When I say luxury experience, I mean they want a certain type of clientele. They don't want certain people there. Obviously,
the problem is like I'm not an improv guy. I don't know how to improvise things, so I don't know how to interact with like the characters in Disney anyway. And if they're coming up to me and ask me, "Have you seen Chewbacca?" I'm going to go, "No." Or the guy in the costume. Like I'm not gonna.
He's going to act along with that. They'll play along, though. Unless you're like
they get really into it. They dress up. Yeah. God. Like I'm assuming proper Star Wars fans as opposed to us.
We are. It's just that we're not,
But the thing is, I don't think we are into. Like, I have no desire. I have no, not socially awkward.
Awkward.
I have no desire to go to the Star Wars Fan Fest or whatever the hell. You know, the one that they had recently.
Celebration.
Celebration, yeah.
It's like everything else. It's like Glastonbury or whatever. I'd rather sit and watch it on the telly.
It's honestly, it's going to be a bunch of mouth breathers and basement dwellers.
Was it James said the Confunk, which is
Confunk, exactly.
the Comic-Con sweat smell.
Yeah.
That's his.
Yeah.
Oh, I better not say that. Anyway.
There's another one as well. There's Conflu as well, which
really?
come back with influenza or whatever
of course,
it is. But the thing is that people. I'm
COVID
sitting touching my face just now. That's what people do. They touch their face and mouth, and then they go and they touch like merchandise. And then you go and touch merchandise, and before you know it, you've got something.
See, before COVID, and I didn't realise how much I touched my face, and I thought, God, right, and I thought, God, I do that, and I thought, that's bad. Nobody else obviously does that, and then it was a thing on news, like saying we do like to kind of touch our, with 10. Not just we don't just go like that kind of thing. Like, kind of.
Well, I do.
Stroke your chin or whatever, or that type of thing. Or as Obi-Wan would twirl his moustache.
Twirl his moustache. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know we're doing it, but
But we are.
COVID's on the rise here.
It's on the rise everywhere.
My two oldest kids have had it in the last 2 weeks.
I like how it's happening. It's on the rise as soon as I decide that I want to go someplace.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of thinking sugar.
And then there's monkeypox as well. MPX. That's a thing that's out now as
See
well.
the monkeypox thing, right?
They're offering jabs in New York City.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
I think that's got to be a money-making thing. Monkeypox.
I think it's an mRNA thing as well.
Monkeypox is not a kind of a thing that you can catch off another human, I don't think.
I think it requires close quarter contact, and I don't mean brushing somebody on an escalator. I mean like close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So chances of you catching it is
pinky to pinky.
Yes, pinky to pinky touching is
unacceptable.
In the most Scottish accent.
Mum, can I catch monkeypox off of a pinky? Yes.
Exactly.
So don't touch pinkies, kids.
Don't touch me. No. Or the base of your hand. So
the base of a pinky.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Monkeypox is on the rise. So we've got monkeypox. We've got COVID cases are on the rise. Apparently, according to I don't know whether the COVID minute, but according to Tam, who's I think she's the doctor, the chief doctor of Canada, chief medical officer of Canada. She said that we should all go and get another COVID shot.
What? How many is that now? 4?
That would be the fifth one, because they said you need to get 2 shots, a booster, and then another booster, and now they need another shot. So that would be the fourth.
I have 2 and a booster. I'm not having any more.
I have 2 and a booster as well. I mean, I've had 2 and a booster. I've stayed indoors. I've done all the things that was asked of me, like wash your hands, washy, and all that.
Never stuck a pinky anywhere that you shouldn't.
Didn't put my pinky anywhere.
Nope.
And touch wood, I've been clear.
You've touched wood? Oh God!
This one here.
All right. Okay.
And so it's I feel like I've done my bit. Like I've stayed indoors. I've not like interacted with people.
That's standard for you anyway.
But that is standard for. Well, I guess I'm a bit of a shut-in, but still, it says the guy about mouth breathing and living in a basement. Hello.
Yeah, but it is your basement.
It is
your mum and dad's basement.
Yeah, it is my basement. I choose to live here. Yeah. I've not been pummeled down here. Anyway, anyhow, I'm not paying $5,000 for a cocktail.
Crikey, we get around that quickly, didn't we?
Didn't we? Right, let's move on to other Star Wars news. Oh God, it never ends. So Star Wars. This is the crappiest headline ever. Star Wars.
You know what I like about
follows-
this? I like this story though. It makes me laugh.
Star Wars follows through on its promise, pours energy into writing a sequel trilogy. Okay, one person wrote a book, and it fixes the trilogy. Is this the story?
No, but I sent this to you because it brings up the whole thing about Star Wars, the latest Disney stuff in Star Wars. Right, I put it to you: is the point of Disney Star Wars just to fix things that have happened in previous movies? TV show.
So
Rogue
okay,
One fixed the Death Star problem,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Obi-Wan fixed a few problems that issues.
Solo, we discovered how
Solo
he got the
fixed.
dice.
Well, Solo as well. Uh,
We know how he got his blaster. We know how he got his name.
Well, the Kessel Run thing.
We had the Kessel Run thing as well. Yeah,
there was something that fixed, though, wasn't there? Or it kind of.
It brought back Darth Maul.
Well, that was a thing they had. They didn't explain as usual.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I just read this article and I thought to myself, is that the point of Disney Plus now? They're just kind of going, the old, patching up a broken car or something.
So Rich from Red Letter Media, he has a theory, and I think you're tapping into his way of thinking.
Mm.
That's what I think is, because he says it's creatively bankrupt.
Oh yeah, I know he does. I know.
And he's made a point of like every time that things like this come out, it's like it seems that it's morally bankrupt. Like they were talking about the Obi-Wan series, and they were saying how much they enjoyed it, but as Star Wars fans, they enjoyed it, but as creative people, they're like, there's not a lot to go on here, is there?
Do you know what's funny? Actually, the whole it's like poetry. It rhymes. The George Lucas thing that he said years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's like, wait a minute. It's like it's actually not that. It's basically repeating itself. It's repeating itself. Because,
but it's like all he's doing is rhyming Star Wars with Star Wars.
Yeah. It's going to get to that stage. It's like a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. It's like multiplicity, and they end up getting dumber and dumber and dumber and stupid. Worse and worse and worse and worse. But
I'm the one that does the obscure references.
Oh, sorry, Michael Keaton, fantastic film,
great movie.
So it's like that, but So I'm hoping that like Andor kind of builds in what Rogue One had, even though it was like a kind of fixing a part of it, but it did explain as well. It explained. It was a legitimately good explanation, though. It wasn't just fixing it; it was legitimately a good thing, and it was a great movie. So I'm hoping Andor kind of builds in that and kind of carries on with maybe into another direction that but not far away enough from Star Wars that it's not Star Wars the way that we don't want Battlestar Galactica.
I mean, I know the cast of Star Wars is aging, but I just feel like Harrison Ford was just in his 70s when the last film got released, I think.
Yeah.
So could they not have had the three of them as being older and brought them into
Mr.
it?
Trick.
I don't know. It's the same. It's the same problem I've got with the prequels, because I think they should have spent more time with them in the Clone Wars.
Definitely.
And the Clone Wars kind of fixed that a little bit. The TV show, the animated one.
For me, the prequels. I mean, I know this is pathetic. I was talking about this, but
I know the prequels were over 20 years ago as well.
Believe me, we're aware. But I think that episode 1 should have started with Anakin, Hayden Christensen age,
Oh, and do like flashbacks or something.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
even. I mean, yeah, maybe do a flashback, but start him then, and then there wouldn't have been such a very quick leap on him
Yeah.
turning to the dark side. There was a very, very good. We've spoken about this before, but there was a very, very good fan fiction thing that came out,
Mm.
and it was talking about how Anakin had to get the power of all the Jedi against an evil force or something,
Mm.
and it ruined him because all their force went into him, and he pushed it into the whatever the enemy was, and it ruined him. And the Emperor basically said, "I can heal you,
Mhm.
but you'll constantly need me to heal you." So there was like he had constantly had the Emperor as a crutch,
Yeah.
um, and it was great because then you're like, right, that's why he needs the Emperor. That's why he's going to whatever he asks for, you know, Anakin will do.
Mm.
And it was really good fan fiction.
Yeah, it was like it's the drug dealer thing. It's like the first hit's free.
Yeah, yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
he's after that he's relying on him completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something as well they said in Red Letter Media about the Force and about lightsabers, which I really liked as well, because they were talking about like using a lightsaber shouldn't be easy, and it was kind of this. It's kind of what they were talking about with the dark saber, in that you've got to be in tune with it or something so that you can
Well, it gets
wield it
heavier
properly.
well,
Because it
the
gets
more you
heavier.
swing.
Yeah,
Well,
the more
you
you
swing
swing. Yeah,
the dark saber, the heavier it gets. So your first swing is easy, second swing
yeah,
not bad. By the fifth swing, you're like, this is getting
yeah,
heavy, heavy, heavy.
yeah.
You know.
And I think the right when the Mike was saying in Red Letter Media that you basically have to be a Force user to get the best
Yeah, and it should have been
out of
that way for the lightsaber.
a lightsaber. Yeah,
Aye, an ordinary man should not be able to pick up a lightsaber
no,
and just go, "Oh yeah, I'm going
yeah.
to
Oh,
fight
this is
this."
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
in when he's cutting open the tauntaun, and then they give this example, he's kind of like,
Absolutely.
"Whoa." It's
Mhm,
kind of like unwieldy. He doesn't know what he's doing, kind of thing, and it's kind of blades down and stuff.
mhm.
Like that makes more sense than the way that they had it. But then the problem is that they're never like writers are never consistent when they do these things because they want to tell the story, and so the Force does what they like. Why can't you like? Why couldn't like Reva, for example, just go and just crush people?
Mhm.
Like, why
It's all
bother
very well
using the
was.
sword?
Do you know? It's all very well was. We've seen the thing.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
know.
oh, well, you could have done that and changed that and put that in, and stuff.
But that's the thing is, you need to make it a compelling story. You need to make it exciting and all that kind of stuff. You can't just go around with just people crushing people's faces.
No. Do you know what would
That's
be
not a good
interesting?
show.
I'll tell you what would be interesting though, right? From the point of view of a fan going, shouldn't you have done that and done this and blah blah. Zack Snyder's new Rebel Force or whatever it's called.
Oh, the Moon Force, or whatever it's called.
Moon,
Yeah,
whatever it is, right?
yeah.
Because I'm hoping that's going to be one of those ones that it's like a kind of fan film, but on steroids because it's
Yeah.
obviously Zack Snyder.
But you can do.
And he's a Star Wars fan, and it was written as a Star Wars script, but it's obviously not going to be Star Wars. But I'm hoping that's going to be kind of something.
If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I've always felt that The Mandalorian has been a very high budget fan film set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I would agree with you to a certain extent, but it's the best thing we've had.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though, is that it feels like
it's everything we want.
It's everything that the modern Star Wars should be. Yeah. I know it's a series of fetch quests at times, but it's still moving the story forward, and it's still
that.
Like I love the spider egg episode. That's so tense.
So good.
Good.
So good.
Anyway,
very Star Wars heavy this episode.
It's very Star Wars heavy. Let's change that around. Let's talk about James Bond.
Yeah.
So James Bond is dead.
Spoilers.
Suck it, all you people who haven't seen the last movie. Jodie's been dead for you. When did Sean Connery die? See how I got out of that?
No.
So Sean Connery was asked about who he thought the best James Bond was, and he said, "Well, the problem with Roger Moore was that he relied too much on gimmicks and all the sort of gadgets and things, and not too much on the actual spying and so forth, which is why I much prefer the Daniel Craig chap, who's doing a really good job." So
Did he say that about Daniel
he
Craig?
did. He said it was really good. He said he was
Oh, really?
really enjoyed Daniel Craig's portrayal of James Bond. He said it was back to basics.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, I felt as if Daniel Craig was a proper killer. I thought he was I thought he was a proper
Yeah.
dead behind the eyes. But they did add in the kind of
yes.
they did add the old what they do now. I mean, the last movie they had a more sympathetic, not so misogynistic.
Yeah.
And although when he first started in the role, he was diving onto a yacht and slipping in next to somebody in a shower,
Yeah.
a lady and things, and it's like, what? It kind of makes no sense though in these days. When it's like, who jumps onto a shower? Who jumps onto a yacht and just goes into the shower with somebody?
My guess is somebody
But
who's
he's
trying
never
to
met.
avoid the $2,000 charge on a Disney cruise.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
But yeah. So the argument about him is he's kind of, I suppose, where do they go with him? Because it's a kind of different world, the Me Too generation and things like that. So how do they handle a misogynistic character like Bond?
Yeah, it is. It is tricky. Anyway, the downside of this though is I'm assuming they haven't found a new Bond, and that's why it's going to be 2 years.
Well, do you think that? I wonder if they have found him and they're just
they're just gonna go, here he is.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, so I watched all the my wife and I watched all the
you watched them all,
James
didn't you?
Bonds.
Yeah.
And I have opinions about James Bond that I didn't have when I started this experiment.
I know.
We still haven't seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service and Never Say Never. That's the two that we need to watch.
Right.
I know Never Say Never isn't Eon Studios and it's not canon. It's a remake of Thunderball. But I still do want to go back and watch those two movies.
Yeah, well, you're better than me talking about it because you've seen them all most recently.
Sean Connery is by far my favourite James Bond.
Who's your second favourite?
It's a tough one, actually. It's either Daniel Craig, who I did really like, or Timothy Dalton. And only because of his second film. His first film is okay. Second film is really good. But I think if he hadn't have been so old when he'd done the first one, he would have stayed for another couple of movies, I think. Yeah. And it's just a shame that they waited too long and all that kind of stuff. And eventually he's like, I'm too old for this. Like they originally wanted to get him when Sean Connery said, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah. And he got George Lazenby in.
Yeah.
Because he said, I'm too young at 22 or 23, I think he was at the time.
It's crazy that. I can't believe that. It's mad.
No, it's nuts. And then years and years later, 94, so 20 years later, he gets the gig. And by that point, he was arguably too old to play Bond because he was in his 40s. And Bond's supposed to be 33 to 35-ish age. So yeah, you gotta try and get an actor in that age group and then play him till he's like 45 and then get another James Bond. So I mean,
I mean, I've only watched the kind of later Bonds recently. I think I've watched all of the Bonds though, but not the way you did back to back. I think it's quite an interesting experiment actually to see how it evolves, or especially where he is now.
Yeah, the Roger Moore ones are
comedic,
not good, and that's the ones that we grew up with.
He was our Bond, I know.
Yeah, he was our Bond, and not good. Like Octopussy, it's
I
unwatchable.
don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, you must have seen it. You used to have the program for it.
I know, but I bought it because it had a nice. I liked the cover with
Okay.
some
Yeah,
illustration. It was great.
yeah.
I loved it.
Lose Your Dan and
I don't know who did the illustration for the
Adams.
poster, but it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they used to sell the programs in the Odeon cinema.
Yeah, did yeah.
Do you remember? Oh God,
Yeah.
I'm unplugged you. And we bought some. I don't know where they went. Actually, you got them? No.
Nope. And that's it. So yeah, there's another one as well. Cameron Diaz is back.
Yeah.
For new action comedy.
Great.
Or new comedy, I should say, with Jamie Foxx. The last movie she was in was 8-9 years ago with Jamie Foxx. And she was actually in another movie. Oh, it's conveniently called Back in Action as well. She was actually in Any Given Sunday, sorry, with Jamie Foxx as well.
When was the last Shrek film?
I don't know.
Was this last time she was in camera?
I think so. Oh, it's on Netflix as well. It's a Netflix film. Oh no, where did I click on there? Uh-oh.
Hey Jamie, what's up?
Hey Cameron. Anyway, so Back in Action. So there you go, Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz.
Nice.
There you go.
She's great. I love her. I remember the first time
yeah.
I saw her in the Mask. I was like,
Mask, yeah. See, that was the Mask of Loki.
was it?
Yeah. Shall we move on to the next thing?
Yeah.
So, what are you watching?
Well, we've started watching that Last Man on Earth on Prime.
Will Forte.
Utterly brilliant.
It's great, isn't it?
Utterly brilliant. Why are people not shouting from the roofs about this?
I don't know. Because it was cancelled.
Yeah, but it's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Maybe people were, but I never heard about it. I don't know. You only just started watching it as well, did you not?
No. This is the third time I've watched it.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watch it every couple of years. I watch. So I didn't realize. So the reason why I'm watching it again is because I used to watch it on Netflix. They get rid of it, and I had the last season. I bought the last season on iTunes or Google or one of the streaming things.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it was on Disney Plus. And I was like, no way! So I started watching it from.
Oh, it's in Prime. You watching it in Prime?
Were you watching it in Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's brilliant. Who is he though? He created it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Aye.
He's like a surrealist comedy guy. He's like kind of Monty Python type
Is he?
humor. Yeah.
Right.
So he worked for Saturday Night Live. He did like MacGruber and which is a rip-off of MacGyver and things like that.
Okay.
But him and Kristen Wiig used to always do sketches together. And it was always be awkward and kind of like kind of cringy type.
I'm going to have to look up this guy's stuff
but it's exactly it's the same humor that's in all the way through Last Man on Earth, which is like if you just came,
oh my
told
god,
the truth.
it is so good. So I can't. It is the best thing this year.
Oh, wow.
Possibly.
Cool.
Possibly.
I'm glad I got you into it.
Yeah, we're loving it. We're pretty much blasted the first season. We're on the second season.
The bit where he gets married,
and then
the next day.
Oh my god! I know. Aye, brilliant.
the next
And then
episode.
Mary Steenburgen in her.
But there's he meets Melissa and he's like, "Oh, this is just great. There's 3 of us now," and then the next episode is called "Some Friggin' Fat Dude."
Oh yeah, Todd.
Todd arrives,
Oh my god.
played brilliantly by Mel Rodriguez, who's in the new CSI Vegas show. He plays
Really?
the auto.
He's great as well. He's brilliant.
He's
The cast are
brilliant.
fantastic. It's a great show.
Yeah. Wendy Shaw.
Yeah.
No, not Shaw.
She does a lot of cartoon voices.
Kristen Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in Bob's Burgers.
Aye.
January
Buff
Jones.
Girls,
Mel
I
Rodriguez.
think.
Who else is in it? Jason
January-
Sudeikis is in it as well.
January Jones. She sounds like a Bond girl.
She was in.
I mean,
She
like
played Emma
Was she in
Frost.
Mad Men? No.
Emma Frost in. I think she was in Mad Men. She played Emma Frost in Days of Future Past, X-Men.
Right. Okay.
The superhero that crystallizes
Oh yeah. Okay.
across the glass. Yeah.
Great. Brilliant. Can't
Great
recommend that enough. Fantastic. We obviously spoke about Strange. Hello.
Oh, what's happening? I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
That was weird. Aliens.
Gotta be.
Yeah, Stranger Things. We spoke about it, but you've not watched it, so
watched it yet. No, sorry.
I'll
We'll
tell
have a talk about it
next
post
week.
mortem.
Yeah,
Maybe next week. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, we had a really fun time with that, and we blasted both episodes last night. So we had a 4-hour marathon of, or not quite 4 hours, but almost. Brilliant. And I think because we've been kind of traveling and stuff, that's all we've been watching. We've just been blasting that, man. Last Man on Earth. I'm sure there's something else, but I can't remember.
Did you watch Ms. Marvel?
Nope. I know. I've heard it's a good one.
She goes to Karachi.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. Yeah.
Very, very good. I'm loving that show. It's probably the best thing I've seen in. It's probably my favorite Marvel TV show just now because it's so different.
Yeah. I'm going to have to start watching it myself because we were watching it together, and then the 3rd episode we fell away from.
Yeah.
And then 4th one we haven't watched, so I'm going to have to blast it. So I'm up to date for next week.
Yeah, Anna's like, I'm out. She's done with it. She doesn't like it. I'm like, it's great. It's really good. Anyway, so I've been enjoying that.
I can tell it's going to be good. You know, I can tell.
I have been currently watching Last Man on Earth. I'm in season 3 now. So I'm nearly finished it. I finished Silicon Valley. I rewatched that again, blasted it all the way through. My God, that's a great show. Especially if you're into like software development and tech in general, hilarious. Just so
binary jokes abound.
Yeah, there's a hilarious. The TechCrunch episodes are brilliant. You need to watch it. It's fantastic. I can't talk about it because it's not safe for work.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah. I've been watching Pistol. One episode. I just finished episode 5, which is Nancy and Sid, and I'm going into the last episode. I'm really enjoying that show.
I grew to really like it.
They're not incompetent morons like I thought they were.
Yeah, and I tell you, I grew to like the cast as well because initially I was like quite, not very kind about the cast, but I actually think they were really good. And I've been going through a bit of a kind of John Lydon PIL and phase of just watching these interviews and things like that, and he's a very difficult person.
Oh yeah, very acidic,
but he's very entertaining to watch. I have to say.
Yeah. I think he is lyrically very clever.
Yeah.
I really like his lyrics. I like the arc as well about Jonesy,
Yeah.
who's this like didn't really know what to do with himself, and
It's
he
like a
finds
tinker,
himself in a
kind of
yeah,
thief,
yeah,
predator,
and
peeping Tom.
yeah,
Yeah,
just this horrible kind of not nice
yeah.
character. But
Mhm.
then he decides he wants to be good at something,
Yeah.
and so he sinks his heart into it, and he tries to be better. Like he tries to like write songs with Chrissy Hind and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and it's just like he gets guitar lessons from her and everything. It just
Yeah.
he was apparently I was reading up about it as well. He was basically the driving force. Him and the engineer were the driving force with the sound scape that they had in the studio. He did all the bass as well. He never played bass before,
It's
and he did
funny.
all the bass in the album.
It's funny because see when I was watching an interview with him,
Mhm.
and he was talking about because the interviewers like you can pick up a guitar and you can play kind of thing,
Mhm.
and Glenn Matlock was he was very competent,
Mm.
and Steve Jones is like, yeah, but Sex Pistols would have been a very different band if Steve Matlock was
Glenn Matlock.
Glenn Matlock was the guitarist,
Yeah,
because it would be all sorts of complicated chords and
yeah,
and
yeah. Because
properly structured songs.
because he said, "What's this B flat diminished fifth?" He goes
Yeah,
B.
yeah, 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 yeah.
He goes,
So
"What's this one?" He goes F major seventh F. It's just the F.
aye, so
Yeah.
so Steve Jones had the kind of learning as I go type thing.
Yeah,
Was it Glenn Matlock had it all there?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, he was the muso.
aye,
in the
completely. He
band.
knew what he was a real proper guy that knew what he was doing. But the
Yeah.
fact that Steve Jones didn't gave them their sound,
Mm. Yeah,
100%, which is weird, isn't it? Really, it's like, do you know what it's like? It's like when see when because we run a band and stuff, we used to write songs, but not experts, but we kind of know what we're talking about. And it was like, Black Sabbath. See when you listen to Paranoid, right?
Mhm.
And it's that
one note.
I wouldn't, if I was writing a song, I'd try and make it as melodic as I
possible,
could.
yeah.
And what they did was just stayed in
so-
one note.
So I was thinking about that as well.
But
I was
it
thinking
gives
about,
it a power. It's bizarre.
like all you have to really be is be a tight unit and be on time in a band. That's it, really. And you make a half decent song that people like, and then you can get propelled to stardom. I think it's mostly opportunity in music.
Completely.
I think.
I think
And
so.
because
90%.
there was a bunch of talented people that were in the Ayrshire music scene when we were kids, and probably and still are, that never quite made it, or didn't try, or went off to college or whatever it was, and did something else that could have been as big as any other band, but they just didn't quite get the break for whatever reason. And it just goes to show that a lot of it is just pushing people in front of you. Like they went through EMI rejected them, A&M rejected them. It wasn't until they got to Virgin that basically because what's his face, Branson had burnt his bridges with the Tubular Bells guy. What's his name?
Mike Oldfield.
Mike Oldfield. He basically worked him into the ground. He needed a new hit.
That wasn't him. That was Mike Oldfield.
No, Richard Branson apparently kept asking for give me Tubular Bells too, and Mike Oldfield's like, no, I want to work on something else. He's like, Tubular Bells too.
So Mike Oldfield definitely.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So he needed a hit for Virgin, and so that's why he signed the Sex Pistols, because he knew it would sell.
But but also the Malcolm McLaren factor, right? I don't know that John Lydon kind of slags Malcolm McLaren off and stuff, but see when you see him getting interviewed back in the day, in fact, there's an interview with Malcolm McLaren speaking on behalf of the band. The band are sitting. Have you seen that one on YouTube?
No.
And they're sitting in the background, and he's kind of speaking on behalf of them. It was after the the interview, the
Oh,
famous
the Grundy interview.
Bill Grundy
Yeah,
interview,
yeah,
and you know the band aren't talking, but Malcolm McLaren is, and
Mhm.
he was a massive factor in that band.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even though he wasn't in the band, but he was like, you know, one of the ultimate. You know, he's up there with Peter Grant and stuff. You know, the Led Zeppelin manager. And
Yeah.
I reckon,
Tony Stratton.
Tony Stratton Smith.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul McGuinness,
Yeah, those guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
the Dutch
Yeah.
guy that managed Elvis. What was his name? Colonel Parker.
He wasn't Dutch, was he?
Yes, he was.
By the way, can I just say, I apologise about slagging off that trailer. I now really want to see that film. I've heard such good
Baz
things
Luhrmann
about
thing?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently,
okay.
the sort of angle they've got in the movie is the fact that
Is it a Dutch angle?
Elvis, Elvis was repressed by his manager, and you know he's the evil
I think
guy.
he
in it.
was. I think
Well, he was 100%. He was.
Yeah. Well, he was basically doing all the kind of hedging the bets type stuff and like buying the lunch boxes and everything.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that film now.
Cool. So I watched Westworld as well, episode 1, season 4.
Nice.
I was confused as ever.
Flat, was it? Well, you. I always feel that though with Westworld when you start watching it, and then it's gradually about that's one that's like gradually it's like 3/4 of the way into the season you're like, right. Okay.
It's like one of those. It's like one of those like slow. You know that kind of like the awooga thing. The air raid siren. It's like that's what it just takes a bit of time to crank up the sound.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They're all kind of like disparate and they're all kind of coming together for this thing. What's his face is back in it. Ed Harris is in it. Which is awesome because Ed Harris plays a really good bad guy. Evan Rachel Wood's in it.
It's once a week, one a week.
One a week, yeah. Tandiwe Newton's back. What's his name? Aaron Paul. He's back as well. Mm-hmm. So all of these characters are all coming back together, and I'm assuming there's going to be more as they release it. I don't think we saw Tessa Thompson in the opening one, but it's set. It seems to be set like 5 or 6 years after the events of season 3.
Okay.
I think. I don't know because you can never really tell with the time.
No.
Thing with Westworld.
Well, the first season had double timelines, and you didn't realize it,
which was confusing as all hell. Yeah, because
really...
Jimmy Simpson was Ed Harris's character. Spoilers.
You never saw that coming.
No,
brilliant.
No, that was beautifully done. Yeah,
absolutely perfect.
So the next episode is tomorrow. I mean, there's probably 12 episodes this season, so we're not even like a sixth of the way there yet. So, all good. In the movie this week, I decided to rewatch The Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Huh. What do you think? Second time
round? Right. Yeah.
Okay. Enjoyed it slightly better?
I enjoyed it slightly better, yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't... I felt it dragged a bit in the middle when I watched it in the cinema. It didn't feel that way this viewing round. I still think there's a lot of missed opportunity. Like, I still... The thing that annoys me about the Multiverse of Madness, and I said this, I think, on the last podcast we were on with James, is they should have leaned more into the horror aspect of the multiverse.
Well, I think they did. So.
I don't know if they did because I'm sure they said that it was going to be the first R-rated MCU movie.
No. We spoke about this last week.
Yeah,
but I think they did enough for it to still be, what it was, for the kids still to watch it and stuff. But I also think that for it to work completely, you have to watch Wanda. Do you not think?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
For the emotional impact to work completely, you've got to watch WandaVision.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you've watched Avengers and that's the last time you see Wanda, and then you watch this, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Why is she bad? or what's
Yeah.
what's her agenda, what's going on.
That's the arc, yeah.
You need to watch Wanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked it this time round. I mean, I didn't have a problem with any of the characters. I thought the characters were fleshed out enough. It wasn't like they were like two-dimensional or anything. Like, I felt really sorry for little America, who lost her mums and through the multiverse, and then got pulled in herself, and then they get separated. You do feel that impact in that moment. You feel the impact as well when Doctor Strange stands on the memory lane pad, and you get a sort of a back to when she gets the watch. Like, this watch is like a major thing in Doctor Strange, including the what if as well.
Yeah.
And I think as well, you have to watch What If somewhat.
Well, you do. I think so too.
For the multiverse, because like you don't see like Captain Britain and things like that. The first Avenger.
Also, did you see Sam Raimi talking about Captain Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic?
Fantastic, yeah.
And because it's obviously a different universe, it's not necessarily going to be
John Krasinski.
Krasinski. That's so the fans wanted it, they got it.
Yeah.
But will he be Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah. Because Black Bolt was played by Anson Bolt, the guy that plays Pike in Strange New Worlds.
Oh, really?
He reprised his role from Inhumans.
Right.
So it is the same guy. Professor Xavier was Jean-Luc Picard. Yeah. So, I mean, Wanda. What's
yeah, true. Yeah,
Marvel,
but you could argue that the 20th century X-Men maybe was an alternate universe to the
That's
Marvel
true as well, yeah.
one.
I mean, I think at that point I think with the multiverse that opens up a whole bunch of possibilities for them. They can say, well, it's not in the continuity of 616; it's in the continuity of this other universe. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring in Tom Cruise as Tony Stark.
Well, there was talk of that, but never happened. So.
Can now. Anyway, I think that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so.
Also, all right, let's got this short then. So, smash the old like button and share. Really helps the channel. And type comments as well. Who would you want to see as Iron Man in any future possible university type things? And don't forget, of course, to hit the old subscribe notification bell, and you get timely reminders of when we put up a new video, which is every Sunday. Do it. Although we are recording this cheekily on Saturday. But until next time. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.